All right, all right. Happy Monday, everyone. Nick Marro, DFS here with Smitty and Occupy Fantasy, as always, helping you break down tonight's NBA DFS main slate on both DraftKings and FanDuel. Pretty interesting slate tonight, just four games, some really wide spreads, a few, or at least a couple of guys debuting, a lot of guys rolled out, a lot of value we got to parse through, some blowout risks. Smitty, it's going to be a fun one, man. How you feeling going in here?
Yeah, definitely a crazy slate. So should be fun though.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. Appreciate you guys getting in here early. We got Ben, we got HB Cards. Luke saying he is going heavy on Boston and Denver. I think the field's kind of with you on that, my man. We got Unicorn saying good evening as well. Heath, appreciate you guys getting in here. But yeah, let's go ahead and start the game by game. As always, guys, we're going to go through game by game. If you have questions, just a four gamer, we should get to all of them, but try to ask them as we speak about each game. First at 7 p.m., we have the Houston Rockets taking on the Washington Wizards. About a 14.5 point spread. Houston favored on the road here in Washington, 224.5 point total. Starting with the Rockets, Jabari Smith is out, Jay Sean Tate is out, Fred Van Fleet is out, still no Steven Adams. Pretty interesting spot here. They are getting Thompson back, but Shepard is expected to stay in the starting lineup. I think that's one of the first talking points we're going to have. He's been excellent with Thompson out as the starting point guard. It'll be interesting to see what those rates in his role look like next to him on the floor more than he had been in the past. But again, with no Smith, there is a little bit of extra usage for this team to go around. Great matchup, obviously, as well. Durant looks fine here. Had his price, definitely a little bit more appealing on DK where he's sub 9K. Sengun should do whatever he wants in this matchup. I mean, Thompson first game back, I'm a little bit hesitant, or is it his second game back? Either way, I'd rank him third behind these other guys. But yeah, man, Shepard's interesting. Like, I like him at the price, but I am wondering if maybe he's a bit over owned because he's going to be next to Thompson. Smitty, how do you feel about him, and how do you feel about these Rockets in general?
Yeah. Right now, Reed is the one I'm getting to the most of. Just I know Jabari kind of secures his minutes. Can't say I like love the play, but on a four gamer, I can't be super picky.
Yeah.
And it is against Washington, so kind of sets up good for him in a spot where he could see a little bit more run than the other starters if this game does get out of hand. But I don't really think he'll play blowout, but he could get a little bit like an extra rotation. But that's for me. That's where I'm at with Reed Shepard. I think he's pretty good. Wouldn't say he's like a lock or anything, but he's a good play. Sengun's probably my favorite at the high end. Just has a ceiling that could match anyone on the slate. So pretty interested there. Kind of neutral on Amin and KD. I think they're both fine. Tari Eason should see a pretty good role. He hasn't been great, but the minutes should be there at least. So I do think he's a pretty good tournament play.
Yeah, I'm pretty much aligned with you, man. I will say KD's kind of been outperforming expectations lately. I mean, obviously, we have high expectations for KD, but he's hitting 50 points more consistently than Sengun. Sengun, though, in this matchup, like I said earlier, should do whatever he wants. So I don't think you can go wrong either way. I will say, with the wide spread here, I don't know that I'd want more than one of these payups, but I think you're fine going with one or the other. But we will be getting to some Reed Shepard regardless. Over on the Washington Wizards side of things, we did just get word that Trey Young will be back on Thursday. He's going to be out tonight, though. No Cam Whitmore, Vucevic, Alex Sarr, D'Lo, if he's even with the team, I'm not sure. Anthony Gill is questionable. Kaishan George, who's been out, is available. No AD or Leaky Black. Um, Pretty interesting spot here, man. Is Gill going to get the start at center? And if he's out, who is? Is it going to be Julian Reese? Who hasn't played at all this season. Are they going to play some small ball five against Sangoon? That's probably a recipe for disaster. I don't really know what to expect. Will Riley's getting a ton of love. I do think his minutes are going to be secure here, regardless of how this game plays out. I don't think I could say that for many other guys on this team. I will say if Gill's in and he starts, he's cheap enough. You can play a little bit. I never like playing this guy, but they're very, very thin in the front court tonight, so I do think it makes some sense. Koulibaly's fine. George first came back. We have him at 19 minutes. Probably tough to get to him. I'm a fan of Trey Johnson. The minutes have been capped, though. Same with Carlton Carrington. If Champagne starts and Gill's out, I don't mind mixing him in a bit. But, man, this team is as tough as any to project right now. I don't know if we got the Anthony Gill news yet. But, Smitty, what's your thoughts on this front court and these Wizards overall?
Yeah, it's pretty tough because Vuk is out. Gill, we would expect to start if he plays. So that's kind of up in the air. If he don't play, would expect Julian Reese to probably start. I don't think they can really go small against this Houston team. So would expect Reese to probably start and play. I wouldn't say big minutes, but at least decent minutes. Even backing up Anthony Gill, he should play enough to where he's at least in the player pool at min price. Power forward on FanDuel. So if he does start, I think that's pretty interesting. Um, I got to look up more about him. That's a name I've never really heard, but he is Angel
Yeah.
Reese's brother
Yeah, that's
from the
all I know.
WNBA. Yeah, that's about the only thing I know. I was kind of looking at his G League stats right now.
Same.
He seems fine,
He
especially. I
seems
mean, you get a
fine, but I don't
starting.
think he's a center.
No, he's not.
He's
But
listed at center. Like, I'm so confused, man. Like, is Champagny the next tallest guy on this team? Like, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe that's why
gosh,
Will Riley's getting so much love. Like, I'm trying to figure it out, dude. But
yeah,
four
exactly.
game slate. I guess this is worth us diving into here for a minute. So let me see if I can pull up the Wizards roster and look at some heights, which is kind of a stupid way to do it. But hey, why not? Let's see here.
Yeah, I'll
Man,
ramble about the Wizards a little while you do that. Will Riley, to me, seems okay. I wouldn't say he's like super safe chalk by any means. He's just kind of a mid range play that allows you to get to other guys, and he's about the only guy on Washington that's playing consistent minutes. So, really, the only piece I really want to get to if everyone's in is a little bit of Will Riley, and then all the others are kind of just GPP plays to me. But the center situation's pretty interesting.
yeah, so Will Riley's a guard, right? Or he's kind of a hybrid wing. He's 6'9". Julian Reese is also 6'9", but he weighs 70 pounds more. He's a little bit of a beefy boy, so I guess he can stay there in the post. Kaishan George, 6'8" at forward. This is a very small team. And Houston is the tallest team in the NBA. So this is going to be a really funny matchup. I do like Riley. I will say if Reese starts, why not? I don't think he's going to be a true center, but just getting him at mid price, he's probably worth mixing in a little bit. But I don't know. If Gill's in, you can mix him in. But again, this is such a bad matchup. I think Riley's the only one I trust.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, yeah. Luke saying he rebounds like his sister. Yeah, I mean that would score well for DFS. She trademarked the me bounce where she's missing layups and putting them right back up. Good stat padding. That helps us out here. Howard said Angel Reese's brother. Yep, you guys were on that. Let's see. Is Tyus Jones playing tonight? No, he just got signed by Denver. I don't think he's going to be available. Durant friends and family game. Shouts out to Cards there on that. Yeah, he's been going off. He probably has some friends and family in the crowd. That's not a bad shout if you want to get there. Let's see what else we got going here. Shouts out Rocky getting in here. Jose, on a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy would it be to not play Jokic? I don't know, like a 6. Smitty, how would you rate that 1 to 10?
Yeah, I'd say probably a six. He's not a must.
He's not. He's the best play on the slate, but he's not a must. Again, there is some blowout risk there. Yeah, Denver does let bad teams hang around. We'll talk about that game in a little bit, guys. They're not quite the same team on the road. Shouts out Finch here as well, saying hello. Appreciate you guys being in here. Um, yeah, and let's keep going. We got the Celtics here taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. This is the tightest spread on the slate, I think, other than the late game. So that's notable. 215.5 point total here. Boston, though, on a back-to-back, going to be without Jaylen Brown, without Kata, who absolutely went off. I think it was Dezillions in our Discord who hit like 15K last night, was it?
The Vaney.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shouts out there, man. Just big contest, great lineup. Kata did everything. Tatum rumored to be back soon here as well. But again, no Jalen Brown or Namias Kata tonight. We saw Unicorn shouting out Vuk Savage, not Vuk Savage, not to confuse anyone out there. But Vuk is probably going to get to start here. Vooch, sorry, I'm confusing myself. Happy Monday. Vooch is going to get the start here at center. He is underpriced for that role. We have him for 29 minutes. He looks like a really solid option here on both sites. Obviously, with Jalen Brown out, we're always going to get to both Pritchard and White. They're priced about where they should be, I'll say. I wouldn't argue against playing them. I wouldn't argue with anyone only wanting to play one of the two with these price increases, but they're really, really solid options. You can mix in Shearman, Hauser. They're fine. Really interesting talking point, though, is going to be Ron Harper. He is projected to get the start here. I don't know if that holds true or not. We're going to have to keep an eye on the starting lineup, but if he's in, I don't mind him as a pun. A little bit surprised he's getting as much love as he is, though. I will say I have some interest in maybe Luca Garza as the backup five, just as a way to get a little bit different. But Smitty, kind of an interesting spot here for Boston. Should be a competitive game on the road, missing a lot of key pieces. How are you breaking this team down?
Yeah, pretty similar. I think Vooch is a pretty solid play. Right now, a little overweight on DraftKings and about with the field on FanDuel, so pretty happy with that. Ron Harper, assuming he starts, we don't have a ton of like real cheap value plays. So if you want to play Jokic, you kind of got to punt somebody. He seems like who the field is choosing. I think he's okay. I don't mind him. He's productive when he's out there. It's just, do you trust the minutes? Is the main question. Between White and Pritchard, I think they're both pretty good. Obviously, prefer Derek White where I can. I'm over the field on White, under the field on Pritchard, and then Shireman, Garza, Hauser. I think they're all pretty playable. I think Garza's pretty interesting, and then Jordan Walsh I have like a couple percent of, but probably more so a pivot off of like Ron Harper, some of the other chalky pieces.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. And yeah, I think Garza would be the backup center. It's interesting. Pritchard's been coming off the bench. I assume he will again here tonight, in which case Harper would be starting at the two. Pritchard, if he slides into the starting lineup, I do like him, but I will say if he's going to come off the bench again at this price and he's over 60% owned on FanDuel, pushing 50 on DK, I'd be much more comfortable fading him than I would White or Vooch. Are you with me on that? Sounds like you kind of are.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Yeah, and again, he could blow up any game now, but at this ownership, I think it's just kind of logical to maybe get a little bit different there. On the Milwaukee side of things, Giannis is questionable. Rumor has it he should be back here tonight, though. Still no Alex Antetokounmpo, Torian Prince, or Cormac Ryan, whoever the hell that is. With Giannis back, I don't know that the Bucks are going to be very easy to get to here. Also, when you consider it's a pretty tough matchup. Not that we want to play Giannis. He's probably capped around 25 to 26 minutes. Very inflated price tag, but it's going to cut into the upside of guys like Porter and Rollins, who are already kind of expensive. Just a really tough team to get to, man. I don't think there's a single Milwaukee Buck that I'm keying in on. How about you?
Yeah, we just got Giannis officially available. I'm the same way. I actually have none in my exposures right now. And it's pretty hard to make a case for any of them. Like, I don't really
Yeah.
want to force anyone in there. I think if I was playing anybody, it'd be like maybe taking a shot on like a Miles Turner, but that's really it. Or Bobby Portis, but I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of interest in anybody.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Turner just at his price would make some sense. Cam Thomas hasn't been shooting great. We know he has that ceiling. If you're playing 150, you can mix him in, but there's really nothing that stands out with Giannis returning to the lineup here. So we are about to move on to the Jokic game, guys. Appreciate you. Harkless for Utah. We'll get there in just a bit. Appreciate Nikki Diamonds getting in here. Durant over 4.5 assists, under in points. Lucid Darko dropping some props in the chat. Appreciate you, my man. Giannis is back in on a minutes limit. Yep. We have him at 25. I think that's fair. Never know what Doc is thinking. I don't know how banged up Giannis truly was, but I think they're going to make a push for that play-in. So they're probably going to ease him back here, but we'll see how that goes. Moving into the 9 o'clock window now. Again, there's a 7 Eastern, 7:30 Eastern, then a big gap. So if you're playing these late games, make sure you kind of have some pivots in place if you're waiting on any of this news. For the Nuggets, no Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Curtis Jones, Spencer Jones, or Peyton Watson. They're in a great matchup here against Utah. 242.5 point total, about 11.5 point spread. Jokic, top OF index play on the slate by a pretty wide margin, more than 3 points. That's pretty wide. I do like him a lot here if you can afford him. He's very expensive. But again, great matchup here against Utah, who's very thin. Is there some blowout risk? Certainly. Could he get there in 3 quarters? Absolutely. If you can afford Jokic, I absolutely love him here. In your lineups without him, I don't mind pivoting to Jamal Murray as kind of a leverage play. We saw him go off against OKC. The ceiling is there for him in a matchup like this as well. The secondary options get tricky. Tim Hardaway Jr. getting a ton of love here coming off the bench with this team being pretty thin. I think it's more just kind of a product of the slate. We're lacking some value. Don't mind mixing him in. I do prefer him over both Bruce Brown and Strother, but so does the field. But again, I'm really not rushing to anyone on this team outside of Jokic. I like mixing in the rest of these guys. It is a great matchup. But Smitty, let us know how you feel about Denver.
Yep, pretty similar overall. I think Jokic by far is my favorite option here, as he is everybody's. I don't think he's a must play. I mean, the raw points matter on a 4 game slate is why I'm pretty heavy on Jokic. So I think Jokic is good. I have a decent amount of Jalen Pickett, a little bit of Tim Hardaway. Pickett's more so just a punt, but with potential to play some blowout if that does happen. So I think he's a pretty good tournament play. Strother looks fine to me. Kind of all those bench dudes are in play. Christian Brown, I think, is okay at his price. Kind of a pivot off of some of the other chalk in his range. Other than that, I think I mean, the main plays are going to be Jamal and Jokic. I think Jamal looks okay at his price. Probably some better options, but if you're not playing Jokic, he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like him as a leverage point, but I will have Jokic in most of my lineups tonight. I do want to bring this up. 3 straight games, he's gone over, or 3 of his last 4, he's gone over 70 fantasy points. Didn't do it against Boston, but last time he played Utah, I believe that was a blowout. 28 minutes, 63 fantasy points. So again, raw points do matter. The ceiling's definitely there for him, even if this game does not stay close. Have to imagine he's putting up some pretty solid numbers. Over on the Utah side of things, no Jaron Jackson Jr., no Walker Kessler, Kevin Love, Laurie Markkinen, Yusuf Nurkic, or Vince Williams. So they're actually a little bit healthier tonight than they have been. We're going to see Keontae George here available in the lineup, starting next to Ace Bailey, who's been playing pretty well. Filipowski likely to get the start at center. Don't mind him, again, because he has that power forward eligibility. Um, I don't know, man. It's kind of a tricky spot. I don't mind a little bit of Sensabaugh off the bench. We got a question about Harkless. I mean, he is getting minutes right now, but I don't know if that's more because Keontae was out. Are those games? Yeah, Harkless has been playing well, but with George and Collier available, I don't know that I get to him all that heavily. You can mix him in, but we'll ask Smitty on that one too. I like Ace Bailey. I like Filipowski marginally. If it wasn't a 4 game slate, I don't even know that I'd be looking at these guys. But that's pretty much it for me when it comes to Utah. Smitty, how about you?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty interesting team to take GPP shots on. I don't think anyone like really stands out, but as far as tournament plays go, they're all pretty relatively low owned. So don't mind Harkless. He's a top value from this team in the model. We have him at 18 minutes. Maybe he could play a few more than that. But as it looks right now, I think he's just a tournament play. I mean, he's 2% owned, so I don't mind taking some shots. Ace Bailey seems fine, probably just appropriately priced. So other than that, it's kind of tough. I think Filipowski's in play, but he is going against Jokic, so there is some risk there. Sensabaugh is fine to me. His price on FanDuel is pretty appealing, so I don't mind him. Other than that, though, it's hard to really get excited about anybody, though. I do have a few percent of Oscar Shibwe, mainly just because of the lack of value, but not a play I'm super into.
Yeah, I'm never crazy about Shibwe.
No.
But yeah, no, I get it. I will say, like, I initially wasn't super into Harkless, but hearing you kind of tout him, knowing the model is on him as well, and kind of looking into the rotations here, they've been capping George's minutes. Like, he's healthy, but this team is tanking. We have him for 24 tonight. If he's going to play 24, I think Harkless plays more than 20. All 3 guards played pretty well last time out. So, yeah, as a value play, especially on DK, where he's only 3,900, I don't mind him at all. On FanDuel, 46, bit of a hefty price tag, but at no ownership, I don't think it's crazy. So, good shout there. But yeah, obviously this team is really tough to project. They're tanking. When guys do well, it's almost like they shoot themselves in the foot because they end up getting rested for the fourth. The Jazz were fined for that exact thing, so hopefully moving forward we don't see that as much. But it is at least worth mentioning. Excuse me. Let's see. Good segue here. We got Unicorn saying Garland Clippers 6K on FanDuel, first game with them. Yes, it is indeed the first game for Darius Garland as a Los Angeles Clipper. Tonight for the Clippers, it is a back-to-back. No Bradley Beal, no John Collins. Other than that, they are completely healthy. We have Garland at just 24 minutes. I mean, for the price, I don't really think we could get there. Matherin is going to take a hit, in my opinion, more than anyone else with Garland returning. Still like getting to a little bit of Kawhi. But yeah, man, again, this is a team getting a little bit healthier than they have been, even with John Collins out. Makes them difficult to want to roster. I don't mind Kawhi, like I said. Other than that, I don't know that there's anyone. Like, I would normally say Jones or Dunn is like last pieces in, but with Garland in here and their price is up over 5K, I'm just really not excited to play anyone. I don't know. I know Yannick is the backup center, has some upside. Lopez, I don't love at the price. Smitty, tell me how you feel about the Clippers.
Yeah, overall they're just pretty tough to get to. It's tough because this game is projected to be one of the closer games, so I do think there's some merit to playing the expensive guy here in Kawhi. So I don't mind him. He's pretty expensive on FanDuel, but the field's still getting there. I currently have 30% on DraftKings, and I'd be pretty happy with that going into lock. So I do think he looks good. The center situation, don't mind taking a shot on either Brook Lopez or YKN. YKN has shown a ceiling when he gets some minutes. So if you want to, Brook gets in foul trouble, or maybe they don't play Brook as much on the back end of a back to back. You can make some cases for YKN, so I don't mind him. But like you said, I think Matherin kind of takes a hit here. Same with Derek Jones and Chris Dunn. So really not a whole lot I'm interested other than the main pieces here.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on Kawhi. It was a back to back for him, but he only played 29 minutes last night. So just want to put that out there. I don't think we're going to see any sort of limit on him, especially if this game is competitive. Over on the other side of the ball, we got the Warriors. Obviously, no Jimmy Butler, no Stephen Curry. Kristaps Porzingis still out. Kuminga's been crushing in Atlanta, by the way. No Seth Curry or Will Richard, so they're kind of thin here. Pods has been playing extremely well. I don't mind getting to him a little bit at his price. Over 7K, there's still some sticker shock there, but the field's starting to get to him. I like him. Melton and Moody, their prices are up a bit as well, more appealing on FanDuel. Fine mixing them in. Fine with Guy Santos. The one guy I don't want to play is Draymond, and it could burn me, but man, he's so inconsistent. I don't know how many guys in the 5 to 6K range have like a consistent single digit floor, but that's Draymond for you. Not really all that interested in Al Horford. Again, I don't mind Santos, Moody, Melton. I do like Pods a lot. That's pretty much it, though. When it comes to the Warriors for me, Smitty, how about you?
Yep, I actually feel the same. I think Pods is a pretty decent tournament play. Melton, for his price, is probably my favorite play here, especially on DraftKings. Point guard, shooting guard eligible. Moody's priced up on DraftKings. I think on FanDuel, he's still playable. And then Guy Santos and Al Horford are both playable for me. Draymond, I'm like you. I don't really play Draymond. Like, what's he gonna do to hurt me? So he'll probably go for 40 tonight. So you might want to play him.
His one triple double a year, he gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say one more name to bring up with Will Richard out. Gary Payton probably doesn't play more minutes, but he's so good point per minute when he's out there. If you need a punt late, maybe the news doesn't break the way you want it to, or you're trying to make up some ground if you're falling behind. I don't mind him a little bit, but again, it's mostly just Pods, Melton, Moody, maybe a little Santos. All right, take a quick look at chat here. Then we will get to the dummy builds. Let's see here. Nicky Diamonds, Murray and Jokic together. I mean, 4 game slate. If that game stays close, goes to OT, that could be the path. I don't hate it. I don't know that I'm doing it personally. I'm just playing a handful of single entry, Smitty. But is that something you're avoiding, or what are your thoughts there?
No, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think they're fine together.
Yep, the matchup's just good. Jaden Hardy or Bruce Brown for value. Definitely Brown for me, Smitty. How about you?
Yeah, Bruce Brown.
Yeah, Hardy's minutes are just so inconsistent. No, Kawhi isn't on the injury report. Do you think he plays in the back to back? Yeah, he's played the last 2 or 3 back to backs powered. I think they want to kind of build that chemistry too. So I'd be surprised if he were to be out. Cam Thomas, yeah, very boomer bust, Jose. Total dart. I think Brown is the higher floor. I'd probably still play Bruce Brown over him. Big Stacy broke her leg at the barbecue this weekend. Shouts out to our man Hot Billy, always with something out of left field. I don't know what else to call it. Smitty, let's go ahead and get to the dummy build here. Let's start with Jokic. Kind of is what it is, I think. From there, where do you want to go? Some Boston?
Yeah, probably some Boston pieces. If we want to go with Harper, assuming he starts, or some way.
Yeah, I think we go double center and use Vooch.
Yeah,
too, right?
Vooch. Yeah.
Yeah, let me put Vooch in first since
Or we
Jokic is in
could
the
build
later
and then
game.
see if we really need Harper or not. I kind of like that more.
Yeah, if Harper doesn't start, I'd be really cautious, especially at chalk. I do like Derek White.
Yeah, I
Um,
do too.
yeah, let's go ahead and throw him in there. All right, man, throw some names at me. We're kind of strapped for salary already, around
Yeah.
5K per.
Reed Shepard.
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer there.
Uh, There's Will Riley, if we want to go
Yep,
there.
yep, I like that. And then 4,500 per. Still scraping. Maybe this is
Yeah,
why Tim
that's
Hardaway is so popular.
yeah him and there's a few other guys that like even Ron Harper. Uh,
Yeah, we got Harper already. I mean, I don't mind Hardaway. He's forward only, which is interesting. Let's see what
yeah,
that
I don't mind it.
leaves us with. Or Hauser, even. A little riskier, but probably a higher ceiling. 4,500 for a guard. Green, Strothard, Brown, Shearman. Any of these names standing out to you?
I don't mind Strother.
Okay. Yeah, Strother's going to start, and he does some ball handling when Murray's off the floor. So I think this is a pretty solid build here. Um, all right, let's jump over to FanDuel now. Still going Jokic at center. I know you said you didn't think he was a must, but I don't know how many great pivots we have. Like it
Yeah,
would be
just
maybe,
Vooch.
yeah, it's just yeah, it would be Vooch. Ooh,
That's what I think's interesting on FanDuel. It's either
it is.
Jokic or Vooch, and Vooch point per dollar is going to project a lot better than Jokic, but it's just raw points, so it's tough. Like you have to make
Let's
up those points somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the show, let's do the Vooch build here. And Murray is kind of overpriced on FanDuel, but I will say this: if you're not playing Jokic, I do like the leverage point that Jamal Murray potentially presents us. Um, Throw some names at me, man. We're going
Yeah,
back to Harper, I
uh,
guess.
yeah, I
Let's
really
see.
like Derek White
Yeah,
on
let's keep
FanDuel.
moving.
I'm getting. I got to change some stuff with Pritchard. Melton, I think, is pretty solid. Same with Reed Shepard.
I
Reed's
threw
kind of more
Will Riley
expensive.
in again.
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Uh,
All right, it's still 6-4 per, and again, not playing Jokic makes things a lot easier, but could obviously come back to bite us. We already got Riley in. Man,
Bruce
Hauser's
Brown's
too cheap.
4K. Yeah.
Who else did you say?
Bruce Brown's 4K or Hauser. I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
a
mind.
tough one right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going to Brown because then we might get Kawhi. Yeah, I mean, we could fit Kawhi, and then we have 600 to upgrade something. I mean,
Yeah, it's
if you
not
want to
bad.
pay 54 for Will Riley, I don't mind him, but I mean, pick your favorite wizard: George, Koulibaly, Champagne, or Riley.
Yeah, that's tough.
George first came back. I
Probably,
don't know what the minutes look like. Otherwise, it would be him, obviously.
probably Riley just for minutes purposes.
Yeah, again, 4 game slate. You could leave a little bit of salary there. Power forward KD seems like a good option. Certainly, yeah, I'm with you on that one, CA. All right, let's take a quick look at news. We're so fast today, man. We're way early. Um, I don't know what else we need to talk through. If you guys have any other questions, any players we didn't bring up, definitely mention them now. Giannis is available, as we mentioned, likely on a minutes limit, certainly on a minutes limit. Garland's going to be in, also on a minutes limit. Trying to see what other news we have here. No starting lineups yet.
Yeah, it just
Um,
seems straightforward. Like you
yeah,
either
it's kind
play
of
Jokic or
straightforward.
not, and then that's how you build. So
Yeah, and then you just play Vooch and Jokic over on
yeah,
DK. Um, About to get out of here in a second, guys. Unless you have any last minute questions, take one more look at the model here. See any really interesting value that's popping. Unknown. Koulibaly model really likes even with 23 minutes. That's interesting. If you're looking for a pivot off Riley, I do prefer Riley, but probably makes some sense there. This Gill thing is going to be interesting if he's not in.
that's the first game, ain't it?
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. So we should have
that's
that
good.
news soon.
Yeah, then we'll see if we want to play old Reese or not.
Yeah, I think I'd rather play Angel, honestly. Um,
Yeah, no.
all right, guys. I think that's about it for today. I think we got Jayhawk going live in the Discord in just about 14 or so minutes. Again, keep an eye on lineups, keep an eye on news, all that good stuff. Like the video, subscribe to the channels, so you know when we go live. Any last thoughts, maybe before we get out of here?
No. Good luck.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been crushing, guys. Get in the Discord. Have fun. Good luck. Take care. And yeah, have a great evening.